for your 75th. We're glad you're here. This has been organized largely by Indivisible Middlebury, Bristol area, Indivisible, and the student organization. Again, let's give a real round of applause for those folks. I hear a lot of honking. Just a quote from Rob Wright just to start us off here. Rather being a Hate America rally, this rally is an opportunity for all of us who love America to express our determination that our nation's ideals not be crushed by the Trump regime. It's a chance for us to publicly rededicate ourselves to democracy, the rule of law, equal protection under the law, and our rights to believe what we want, say what we want, and choose our leaders without fear of recrimination. When I say, what do we do? You say, stand up, fight back. You ready? What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When democracy is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When immigrants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When our rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
That's what we do. We today are part of millions of Americans who are out today to protest the actions of the Trump administration. In a few minutes, we'll be joined by our colleagues from Bristol with their magnificent starling murmuration and a large group of marchers from the college. Out on Route 7 right now, a group of folks from the residents who are uncomfortably mobile are protesting together as well. Thanks also to our wonderful musicians, Nate Guzikov, Michael West, and Nathaniel Rubens Goldfarb, who's from the college. Now I gotta tell you, there's some housekeeping issues here, a few guidelines. Have fun! Joy is a radical act of resistance. Joy refuses to bow to oppression. Remember, we're not only protesting an authoritarian power grab, we are building the community we need to resist for years to come.
I'm an immigrant here, and that
The people, the American people, will march, resist, and sing. All over this land.
campus community. We are so excited to be a part of the town and show you guys that we can come together for something bigger than us. We are here for democracy. We're here to say no to Trump. We're here to anti-fascism. We are here to stand up for all of our rights and the rights of our people in our community. Are we fired up?
I have a message from outside the country that I want to read to show you that we're not alone here. This is from Mothers United of the Eastern Townships of Quebec. Or if you understand my French, Maire au Fond Canton de l'Est de Québec. Greetings and warm salutations to the Indivisible groups rallying today at your No Kings rally. Maire au Fond Canton de l'Est is also demonstrating today. We're in Quebec City marching in solidarity with women everywhere in the International Women's March, like you. We will not remain silent in the face of injustice, inequality, violence, and exploitation. Our voices join with the voices of every person around the world calling for a transformation towards equality, injustice, just freedom, and peace. We are marching for the right to a healthy and safe environment and an economy respectful of biodiversity, human rights, and strong communities. As friends across borders, we join with you today in making visible the strengths of our movement and of the common goals we will not cease to strive for. Once more in solidarity, Maire au Fond Canton de l'Est. I'd like to introduce Farhad Khan, originally from India. He has owned and operated Dollar Market for almost 30 years. He's happily married with 3 kids. He served on many different boards, and he served as president of the Islamic Society of Vermont twice. He's also served as vice president of Kids for Peace, an interfaith nonprofit, from 2008 until 2011. Farhad was appointed Middlebury Select Board in 2008 for 1 year and was elected to a 3rd full term in 2024. Farhad?
Thank you, Mr. Putnam. Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, good morning, I guess. First of all, thank you, Indivisible Middlebury, for taking the lead on this, and thanks for having us. My name is Farhad Khan. For many of you who may not look like me, being pulled over by ICE or border patrol might seem like a routine traffic stop for you, but for someone like me, it's a totally different story. For a person of color, forget asking any questions, that moment can be one of the most terrifying experiences of your life. You know that you have no rights. For you, being a majority community, you might even ask them, why'd you stop me? What did I do? For us, we don't have that option. But imagine being followed for over 5 miles, tailing you, and every turn, every glance, you look in your mirror, your heart pounding, and then the lights flash and you're being pulled over. And I was scared. I was petrified. I tried to stay calm, but I was nervous, I was shaking. I had a wife and a 6-month-old baby in the back. It was 26th of January, 5 degrees outside. And I tried to answer the questions the best I could. I still felt very humiliated. I felt like a criminal, although I know I didn't do anything wrong, but that's what I felt like. But in that moment, I realized to them, my existence was suspicious. My skin, my accent, my presence, it was all subject to interrogation. I was being asked, where'd you get this green card from? And when I tried to answer the best I could, he asked me, are you being smart with me? And my whole life flashed in front of my eyes. I thought I was going to be deported right then, and I had a green card. I also wonder, is there a due process? Is there a procedure somebody's supposed to follow? I don't think so. I had a fear in the pit of my stomach, and for years after that, I always looked over my shoulder to see if somebody's following me, all the time. Even to this day, when I think about that moment, I had that fear in the pit of my stomach, and I cannot explain what that feels like. But No King's Day reminds us dignity should never be conditional, never be compromised. No one should be treated like a suspect simply for existing. Power must be held accountable, not worshipped. This day is not just symbolic, it's a declaration. A refusal to bow to systems that demand silence. A reminder that we are not subjects, we are citizens, we are neighbors, and we are human. I stand here today with hope, hope that no one, no child, no neighbor, no friend ever has to go through what I and many of us have endured. We are not asking for a special treatment. We are asking to be seen, to be heard, to be respected. Thank you.
Keep in mind that we're listening to a community leader, and this is not the way we want people, community leaders, to be treated in this country. So let me say for Farhad that we've got his back, and help me with this. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
All right, I think we have time for one more speaker before the bells at noon. And Tad, are you ready to come up? Tad Powers has practiced law in Addison County for more than 40 years, currently in the firm of Powers and Powers, with his son and law partner, Adam Powers. In addition to their law practice, they work frequently as mediators, helping people resolve a wide variety of conflicts. Recently, Tad has been keeping an eye on how the Trump administration is faring in the courts and has some thoughts to share with us.
Thank you, and thank you all for being here today. Thank you, Middlebury College, for showing up in force. And thank you to all of our friends from Bristol and all around Addison County. Thank you to the organizers who made this possible. want to share a short story with you before I get down to business. I always say that the second smartest thing I ever did was to move to Vermont back in the 1970s and put down roots. I took the Vermont bar exam, and shortly after that, I did the smartest thing I ever did, which was to marry Priscilla. We were about to leave on our honeymoon. It was killing me to know whether I passed the bar exam, so I picked up the phone. I called the chairman of the Vermont Board of Bar Examiners, and I said, "Sir, can you tell me if I passed the bar exam? I just got married. I'm about to leave on my honeymoon, and it's killing me." He said, "I'm sorry, but our rules say we have to send out the notices of the results all at the same time." There was a long pause. And then he said, "But I can tell you that you can relax and have a very nice honeymoon." Now that gentleman knew how to gently bend the rules with kindness and in a way that would do no harm to anyone. I wish I could tell you that our president is cut from the same cloth, but he is not. Instead, he bends the rules, he ignores the rules, he breaks the rules, he creates his own rules, and not out of any act of kindness, but in pursuit of self-interest, wealth, and power, at great harm to all of our people and our democracy. Masked ICE agents grab people off the streets, stuff them into vans, and when peaceful protesters stand up, Trump claims our cities are, quote, crime-infested, war-ravaged hellholes. He sends the National Guard to squash dissent. He tells military commanders they should be training in our cities to fight the, quote, enemy within. He labels protesters, quote, radical left terrorists, and he calls today's No Kings protests, quote, hate America rallies. Trump corrupts our language like he corrupts so much of what he touches. He wants us to be afraid of him and of each other. Heidi Willis asked me how are lawyers and judges responding to all this. And like all of you gathered here today and all across our nation, I can tell you, lawyers do not hate America. We love our freedoms, we love our rights, and we will fight to protect them from being smothered by this wannabe king. Vermont lawyers have taken to the courts in defense of immigrant rights, free speech, and due process of law. We have taken to the streets where hundreds of lawyers from all over the state marched in Burlington this summer to raise the alarm. Our Vermont federal judges have risen to the threat, issuing rulings to stop unlawful detentions and deportations. All across our country, lawyers for individuals, universities, nonprofits, journalists, and labor unions have filed hundreds of lawsuits to stop Trump's authoritarian overreach. The good news is the U.S. district courts and circuit courts of appeal have issued many rulings against Trump's power grabs. The bad news is that our highest court, the United States Supreme Court, packed by Trump during his first term, has for the most part given him a pass. Between June 27 and October 6 of this year, Trump racked up 8 Supreme Court victories, granting his pleas to gut the Department of Education, racially profile ICE suspects, deport people to South Sudan, restructure the federal government, remove Democratic members of federal commissions, cut nearly $800 million in research grants from the National Institutes of Health, and withhold $4 billion in foreign aid that Congress has already appropriated. In all, Bill is right. In all, he has lost only 2 of his administration's nearly 30 emergency appeals to the Supreme Court. It's sad to say, my friends, but Congress is rolled over, and the United States Supreme Court is not likely to ride to the rescue anytime soon. That is all the more reason for us to be here today. That is all the more reason for us to all step up together to protect the rule of law and the future of our democracy, because acting together, we can stop this madness. As tempting as it is to turn inward, play it safe, and wish that somebody else would fix this, let us resolve that we will pay attention, stay informed, speak up, work to elect people in 2026 and 2028 who care about healthcare and science and education and our environment and our democracy. Let us vote. Donate, work on get out the vote campaigns. You can do phone banks and send postcards from your own home. Sign petitions, add your name to the list, and bridge the divides in our own communities. Talk with our neighbors, our families, our friends, and listen to them. They may have other opinions. It may be really hard to hear, but if we manage ourselves well, we can find common ground. Let's not let Trump pit us against each other. Let's keep rallying, marching, and working together until the tide turns. Let's make it crystal clear that in this nation there will be Let me hear it again. Louder. Thank you.
I hope you hear the bells. There are bells ringing out through Vermont. And join me in singing for a minute, My Country 'Tis of Thee, with one word change. Not our fathers died, but our forebears died. My country 'tis of thee, we flag of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where our forebears died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom reign.
Stands for, and we're going to get it back. So I'd like to introduce one of our state representatives, Jubilee Mcgill of Bridport. Jubilee is in her second term in the legislature, and let's hear her message now.
Hey folks, friends, neighbors, Vermonters, we stand here today gathered on this green, on land tended by generations before us in unity, to say something simple and powerful. This is a democracy, not a monarchy. We don't bow to billionaires, we don't kneel before corporations, and we don't serve kings. country, it's starting to feel like we're being ruled by them again. A handful of people hoard more wealth than 1 million working Americans combined. Corporations write laws that politicians that they bought and paid for then rubber stamp. And our president, a wannabe king, tells us that democracy is weakness and cruelty is strength. And we are here saying no. Not here, not in Vermont, not in America. We've seen this before when greed disguises itself as leadership, when authoritarians shout about freedom while taking it away. But as John Lewis said, never ever be afraid to make some noise and get in good trouble. Necessary trouble. Because freedom isn't about domination, it's about dignity. And right now, dignity and freedom mean fighting for every person's right to live with security and hope. Democracy means healthcare is a human right. It means housing is a human right. Education, clean water, a livable planet are non-negotiable. Because you can't have democracy when people are too poor, too sick, and too exhausted to participate in it. Here in Vermont, we know what democracy looks like. We know what it looks like when it works. It's neighbors showing up at town meeting day, working together to make their communities stronger. It's young people organizing for climate justice and our collective future. It's union workers standing shoulder to shoulder, demanding fair pay and healthy working conditions, often right here on this green. It's all of us, not just voting every 2 years, but building power together every single day. We're fighting to make housing more affordable, to protect youth and our families, and to expand health care and mental health care. And yes, to brace for looming federal cuts. About 35% of our state budget comes from federal funds. And if those disappear, Vermonters will feel it. That's why we need you. We need you to speak up and stay loud, to keep us brave while we're in the State House, even in the face of increasing political violence. Email your legislators regularly. Call us. Hold us accountable. Remind us who we serve and what we stand for, because democracy doesn't defend itself, we do. As Bayard Rustin told us, let us be enraged about injustice, but let us not be destroyed by it. Even now, in times of fear, division, and political violence, we can choose something better. We can choose courage over cynicism, community over cruelty. We can welcome people back into the fight for democracy, because hope, radical, determined, collective hope, is our greatest defense. Vermont has always led with a conscience. We banned slavery first. We've stood up for marriage equality and for reproductive freedom. When others have hesitated, Vermont shows up. So let's show up again. And let's say it loud enough for every would-be king to hear. No crowns, no thrones, no strongmen. Let freedom ring, not just for the powerful, but for the people. As Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. But it only bends because we pull together. We are not subjects, we are citizens, and we are not done fighting for the promise of this country, a government of, by, and for the people. Thank you.
Thank you, Jubilee. And I noticed that one of the things she said is that they need to hear from you. All of our representatives need to hear from you, and they need to know that you're supporting them, that you have their backs, that you are with them. And if they're courageous people like Jubilee and our next speaker, Amy Sheldon, they deserve your support. And if they're doing things you don't like, they need to hear from you as well. I think we've struck the right tone here. I said at the outset that this is a celebration, but we also have to recognize that it's a long haul. And we're going to need to get more people out and build this movement. You're part of somewhere between 5 and 10 million people across the country that are protesting what's going on right now. But we're not just protesting against, we're protesting for. We are celebrating what America really stands for. Let's remember, we are united. We are indivisible. We are united. We are indivisible. We are united. We are indivisible. We are united. We are indivisible.
We are united. We are indivisible. We are united. We are indivisible. We are united. We are indivisible.
And you can't be interrupted either, I guess. So I'd like to introduce Representative Amy Sheldon. She's represented Middlebury in the state legislature since 2015.
Wow, this is unbelievably inspiring. Thank you all so much for coming out today. And thanks to Indivisible Middlebury and all the Indivisible groups across the state and the country for getting us out and engaging us in protecting our democracy. Like Spence said, I'm State Representative Amy Sheldon. I represent Middlebury, and I currently chair the House Environment Committee. These are challenging times, and the challenges are for sure real. For me, it's hard to wake up and face the news every day, as I'm sure it is for you too. I look for opportunities to find hope and inspiration to keep me going, and I find hope, as I know many of you do too, in the amazing natural world that surrounds us here in Vermont. On Thursday, I was blessed to see a beautiful, healthy moose on my drive home from Montpelier. She reminded me that nature will renew herself despite us and the obstacles we've created. I find inspiration in all of you and the people of Chicago and the people of Portland and the people of Addison County who are showing up and standing up for the rule of law and for democracy and against cruelty. In coming together to demonstrate peacefully against authoritarianism in our own country, we support each other in these difficult times, and we show our love for our country and all that it stands for. I know Vermont is and can be a beacon of hope. In addition to all that Jubilee mentioned, I want you all to know that our work in the legislature for the environment soldiers on in the face of ridiculous rollbacks under the Trump administration. Closer? Thanks. This past session, the legislature codified our commitment to the Federal Clean Water Act standards so that we don't go backwards. On Thursday, a legislative committee approved new drinking water rules to protect Vermonters from the harmful effects of forever chemical pollutants. And these rules are based on the 2024 EPA standards, not any of the current administration's rollbacks. I also find hope and promise in knowing that the abdication of responsibility at the federal level will inspire us to work together both locally and regionally on the challenges our federal government has been neglecting for far too long. Working together, we can and will find ways to take care of one another, properly steward our environment, and educate our children. As a legislator, I have witnessed the power of individuals identifying a serious problem, working on it at the local level, and showing Montpelier how things can and need to change. I believe in the power of individual actions making a difference, and I know that each of us has a role to play in addressing today's challenges. Somebody had to do it, so to quote Calvin Coolidge, I love Vermont because of her hills and valleys, her scenery and invigorating climate, but most of all because of her indomitable people. They are a race of pioneers who have almost beggared themselves to serve others. If the spirit of liberty should vanish in other parts of the Union and support of our institutions should languish, it could all be replenished from the generous store held by the people of this brave little state of Vermont. In the face of devastating cuts and federal instability, Vermonters and the Vermont legislature remain committed to democratic principles and the rule of law. In other words, we will double down on our core values and work together in our communities to address the challenges we face. This will require new and creative solutions, but I believe together we can get through this and be stronger on the other side. So today I ask all of you to hold on to hope, keep showing up peacefully for democracy, and band together locally and regionally to address the many challenges we face. Thanks for coming out and standing up for democracy.
And in case you missed it, this is what democracy looks like. 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 This is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
So you are the people, and you have power over this electronic amplification that I have. You're louder than I am. Thank you for that. So our final speaker is Pastor Correas Bryant, the senior pastor of the United Church of Lincoln in Lincoln, Vermont. He previously served as an associate minister at St. James Church in New York City. He's originally from Jacksonville, Florida, but guess what? He has fallen in love with a Green Mountain paradise. Reverend Bryant is passionate about social justice and has a firm belief in the power of the people, as you are about to experience.
Well, hello, Vermont! If we've not had the enchanted pleasure of meeting just yet, I'm Reverend Correas Bryant, and it's my joy to be the pastor of the United Church of Lincoln in Lincoln, Vermont. Any Lincolnites there? So I'm here for one reason and one reason only, and that is to remind us of who we are. As vile and revolting as the actions of this current administration are, I'm more heartbroken by our neighbors, family members, fellow countrymen and women who have lost their way, who have forgotten who we are. And I'm here today to remind us of who we are. What is the American project all about? Why did we embark on this grand and noble enterprise?
to form a people not bound by blood or land, even though we shed blood to take the land, but that's another speech. Not bound by blood or land, but bound by a creed, by an ideal. And what was that ideal? Well, I'm so glad you asked. We don't have to guess. It's in the preamble to our very own Constitution, the document that proclaims our values to the world, the document that, if we ever lost our way, might help us remember who we are. A document that does not bend or break in the face of the shifting political landscape. A document that stands boldly in the face of fascism. Well, what the hell does it say? We, the people. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare. That means everybody. And secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. That's who we set out to be. And by God, did we stumble and fumble and flat out fail at times. But as a people, we have always marched in that direction. And some of our neighbors and fellow citizens would cringe on hearing words like union and justice and tranquility and liberty for all. But that's who we said we were, and that's who we still are. To say to our neighbors, don't you remember when we decided to value the freedom of every person in our country and abolish slavery? Don't you remember? Don't you remember the suffragettes who would not quit until women had the right to vote? Don't you remember? Don't you remember good and honorable men and women of the greatest generation storming the beaches of Normandy to defeat the Nazis and end World War II when fascism was abroad and not on the home front? Don't you remember? The children and grandchildren of that greatest generation are out today fighting tyranny right here at home. Where are you? Don't you remember breaking the chains of Jim Crow, those white students and black students going down to the South to end segregation? Don't you remember? Don't you remember when we expanded voting rights in 1965, when we valued and celebrated hard-working migrants and immigrants, our Jewish and German and Irish and Italian siblings who came over through Ellis Island, our Asian siblings who came over? Don't you remember? Don't you remember when the world honored us for our welcome and embrace of the immigrant? Don't you remember when France gave us the Statue of Liberty to celebrate our compassion for the asylum seeker, the refugee, the migrant? Well, I'm here to remind you that statue still stands. begins with these words embossed in copper. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, the tempest-tossed, to me, and I lift my lamp beside the golden door. That's who we said we were, and that's who we still are. What happens when Lady Liberty gets tired of being lied about? When Lady Liberty gets tired of being lied on, well, she comes roaring back and she says, stop lying about me. I do care about immigrants who built this country. She says, stop lying. I do care about the rights of women. Stop lying. I do protect those on the margins. She says, stop lying about me. Compassion and generosity are still deeply held values in my heart. Lady Liberty is tired of being lied on. She says, I meant it when I said we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all humans are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights. Yeah, I meant that, she says. She says, I meant it when I said our government is of the people, by the people, and for the people. I meant that, she says. Let's remind ourselves of who we are. And no infantile wannabe despot can change who we are. No prepubescent wannabe dictator can change who we are. No toddler tyrant can change who we are. Let's remind ourselves to keep showing up and keep raising your voice and keep marching and keep gathering. We know how to do this. We know how to do this. This isn't the first time our nation has lost its way, and it's been the people of goodwill willing to stand up and come together that has pulled us back from the brink, and it's time to do it again. King once. We said no then, and we're saying no now. We the people, say it with me. We the people. I can't hear you. We the people. For our ancestors. We the people. For our children. We the people. For their children. We the people. For the salvation of our democracy. We the people. Thank you very much.
I also like I can never do anything wrong. Oh, that's all right. There's Jill.
The part of the community that doesn't have that.
He's in Norwalk.
He's in Norwalk?
Yeah, get the bastard.
But it was really funny when I'm like, she's like, I can't do that. I'm like, well, she's sick, and she starts laughing. And did they? Well, you know what? If they don't hurry up, the snow is going to happen, then they're not going to be able to do anything. There's snow. Yeah, I'm going to walk over to my husband's office. He's going to drive me home.
This is the shortest.
Yeah.
I've known him for a long time.
Yeah.
For longer than I know Ula. Which is a long time.
I like
We can text him.
the sign of a monarch butterfly that said,
You have to watch this and get a count.
Follow the birds.
We should still go to Near Pizza. They'll love it.
It's about the edges of
No, I haven't.
And
Yeah, behind the road where they sports car. Like, I would love to go to
Say hi, nature.
well, no, we were married. So we didn't
oh, wow.
stay. We didn't stay.
So that was Jason?
That's Ryan.
Bryant, yeah.
Yeah, so this woman, she's very nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a drone. That's cool. But you don't work with children.
No, I mean, you're like walking.
That's like, yeah, counseling services about the whole house. Oh yeah, my so good. So good. I'm so used to this, and I know.
And I think everybody was decent people, and it was.
How many so far?
It's going to be over 500.
I would travel around England.
Yeah, I mean, because this message is so powerful. I didn't know they were like building into the parking lot.
Oh yeah, I had a really good time.
They can really get this row and that row. You know,
So
'cause we had these on each side.
I think there might be 2 rows in there.
Yeah, I heard paper clips. I never saw it. I never heard of it. Less likely to lose a safety.
Like, Casey doesn't want to.
Name to get a house.
Or maybe it's just not a good football. No, they were pretty fired up. It was pretty. I came in as they came marching down to the
To make complaints and try to get teachers fired for what we're posting.
Right.
Nothing can.
Thank you for filming.
So the only interior space is where the steel starts.
Or at least yeah, it's bad though because we don't speak any Dutch. And we're like, that's just not an academic environment I want to be No, we'll see. I live like way up there.
That's my big, okay, this is a distraction.
Maybe it's more state funded.
A lot of people, you know, hockey and stuff, like every once in a while, you like something. But they don't have anybody, you know? you could focus.
I sat there for 7 hours and worked on this.
But maybe that's because we are also a bigger district. But you know, that's going to happen, right? They're going to consolidate. You know, there's like...
MCTV. But that's making great results.
Down actually, the meter used to be down in the field.
There's one of your teachers who put that is 60 sea
Like everybody's got to follow the rules, right?
Oh, yes. And that's where you got your fabric and your threads and your animal. Proud of our sign.
And actually they have Jesus is in school too.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. So she really has to try.
There's only a couple times I've needed to charge it.
I snuck right by him, and I was like, oh, that was a little too close.
Yes. The little parking that there is.
Yeah.
Hi, friends. We love you too. Hi. Nice to see you. Yeah.